again, and hope he includes it in his Hall of Fame induction speech.
So you're saying that it's not true?
That's the way it is sometimes with Olin. Don't get the whole story. And Olin knows what the story is.
There it is. Now, Olin, it's not every day that you have a firing of a GM and a coach, and the conversation goes into a future Hall of Fame former player who cares what it seems more about this franchise than they do. But that being said, let's start there. Harry Hiestand has come out and said, as well as Ryan Pace, that this is true. Have you received any apology from the McCaskies?
No, I haven't, and I don't expect to. And like you guys talked about, we talked about this all day. So I've been talking about it for a while. But just, you know, the thing about saying it wasn't, if you say it wasn't an accurate story, I've said that many times. That's one thing is all to say that Olin, whatever he says, you can't believe is another thing to say, especially when you don't really know me at all. And, you know, anybody who wants to hear my response to this I've talked about it to nauseum now, because it deserves to be talked about when someone says that about your character, about who you are as a person, and they really don't know you, right? So simple. If you're a leader, if you run the building, a lot of guys in that building have my phone number. You pick up the phone and you call if you hear the story and you don't like it that much. But they got together, Ted Phillips, Scott Hagel, and George McCaskey got together and decided that was the way they were going to handle that situation. I don't give them a pass at all that he just said that and he didn't really know what he was saying and he was trying to play around. And no, that's not what happened there. What happened there is they said, right? Yeah, they said exactly, they did exactly what they wanted to do because I'm on radio, I'm on TV, and I'm constantly analyzing them from a perspective of a guy who's been in the building for 13 years, and they're trying to poke holes in my credibility. Right, so that's what he wanted to do there. George is a former lawyer, and he's smart and he knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly why he said those things. I did not hear from them. I don't expect to hear from the McCaskies. George is the chairman of the Chicago Bears. George is a McCaskey. He speaks for the McCaskies. So from my point of view, that's the way that they feel about me for whatever reason, right? I've said many times, George was not a part of the football side when I was there. I've maybe had 2 or 3 conversations with the man in my whole life. I haven't seen him or talked to him except for to say hello when I see him at events since I retired, which would now be 11 years from the Chicago Bears. So that's how long he hasn't really known me. It's fascinating that you can speak about someone in that context, like we all know. But I guess he's talking about the guy he sees on TV, the guy he hears on the radio, the guy that analyzes them. I guess he disagrees with the things that I say, which is fine to say I disagree with him. I don't think that the story is accurate. That would be one thing, and then we could go find Harry and Ryan Pace like I did. Ryan Pace and I still have a good relationship, even though I have to criticize him and critique him a lot, right? And we all know my relationship with Harry Hiestand. So obviously you call them and you say, man, maybe I didn't get my story right. Maybe I was wrong. No, my story was right. I did get that offer from Harry Hiestand. That was asked to me on the score. The score asked me, Olin, have you ever got a job? Would you take a job with the Bears? Have you ever had a job with the Bears? I answered the question. Obviously, they don't think it was the truth, but instead of just saying that I have to find out the story or the story is not accurate, instead he said, you shouldn't believe anything that comes out of Olin's mouth, which to me is an attack on my character. So obviously I've come back at them. I think that everybody should defend themselves if someone attacks the fact that your word, everything you say is taken with a grain of salt. So answered that many a times. My answer will continue to be the same. And if I hear from them, I would be surprised if I did. I don't expect to, because like I said, I think that that's exactly what they meant to say. It's exactly what they got together. They had to know that that question was coming, and that's the way he wanted to handle it as a former lawyer.